Hi, I'm Frank Wander. Welcome to the 7th video on our series on the human factors. Today, we're going to talk about trust and its importance. You know, there's an old quote, and I've actually used it many times, although I don't know who said it. Without trust, there is nothing. When I stumbled on that quote, I remember thinking, this is absolutely true for IT. Trust is so fundamental to running a successful project, team, department, or division that without trust, you deliver nothing. In business, we speak about return on capital, but in a human-centric endeavor like IT, there is an enormous return on trust. It has such high productive value. And just because we can't directly measure it doesn't mean for a second that it isn't vitally important. But why is this so fundamental? Because at a very human level, trust is the force that connects us. As we evolved into social animals millions of years ago, a social fabric formed, held together by an unseen force, social cohesion. The source of that social cohesion is trust. So we could also say that without social cohesion, you have nothing in IT. As social animals, trust was a crucial ingredient in both our chemistry and our species' survival, because man wasn't the fastest, strongest, or fiercest animal. In social cohesion, there was and is strength. Strength enough to put humans in charge of our planet. Mutual trust led to unity, power, survival, and accomplishment. From a Darwinian perspective, one could say that man's success story is about the social cohesion that emerged to emotionally connect us. Trust has been studied, and much has actually been written about it. In an organization, unlike your personal life, there are actually multiple levels of trust, each one driven by our overpowering survival instinct. The absence of any of these is a threat, so let's take a look at what they are. I think the best description was actually done by Galford and Drapeau, who identified 3 levels of trust: organizational, interpersonal, and strategic. These represent the competence of the management team to lead the company. Strategic trust. A culture where people behave in each other's best interest. Interpersonal trust. And processes like compensation and promotions that are fair, such that employees trust the system, which is actually organizational trust. As a leader or individual contributor, you must help build all 3. At the level of a division, department, or team, a leader can actually rally the team and design fair and unbureaucratic processes that focus on doing the right things. As always, trust at an individual level comes down to being authentic, honoring your commitments, being a real team player, and doing the right things. What is right can be situational, but for most of you, this needs no explanation. Right and wrong are normally obvious, especially if you unselfishly focus on the needs of others, not your own. Being unselfish will do more to build interpersonal trust than just about anything you can do. George Manning, who's a professor of business at Northern Kentucky University, says, managers who lie betray the trust and respect of their staff. Without trust and respect, an institution will fail. It's the glue that binds people together. Yes, it is this glue, interpersonal trust, that is absolutely pivotal to IT. It is the foundation. Without it, you have nothing. Why? Because IT is hyper-specialized. Every project is the product of many minds and emotions, sometimes hundreds, each contributing a small piece of that final work. As the interpersonal trust fails or dims, those disconnects or broken relationships that form lead to misunderstandings, defects, and personal or project failure. Since trust is so fundamental to IT, you need to actually encourage behaviors that build trust, and at the same time discourage behaviors that destroy it. Nothing could be more important. So, let me end on this note. Trust is vital to you and the organizations you work for. At a personal level, trust is everything. It is what builds relationships and holds you one to another as part of the organization. And without relationships, you really do have nothing in IT. Most importantly, with trust, you can have everything. Your projects can succeed. You can make it. Trust is vital. It is fundamental. With trust, you have it all. At the IT Excellence Institute, we are launching the next productivity revolution in America by bringing an understanding of the human factors of productivity to the workplace. Knowledge workers are assets. As assets, they must be both grown and operated wisely. Before you invest more in talent, unlock the full potential of your existing staff. Contact us. We'll show you how.